Now he has this ability. I saw. I ran away. I was as far as possible, and I still get killed. I don't care. I don't care. It missed again. He's right in front of me. It missed again. I can't believe how bad this is.
I can't believe how bad this is.
The definition of insanity is when you almost succeed in something and you immediately give up on it because you're basically a quitter instead of actually trying harder. That's the definition of insanity. But I suck. I'm a terrible gamer. I'm horrible.
Hello everyone, and today we have an interesting video about DSP or DarkSydePhil. Just a heads up, DSP is a character, so you're in for a wild ride. This is going to be a little bit of a documentary style video, so I'm going to be going over a lot of his past controversies, and current. DSP is a pretty well-known figure in the YouTube sphere. Although he's not well known for anything positive, mostly his rage quits, gamer assault, and that one time in 2016 when he left his camera on. And I'll break down all of those things, but first I want to go over his skill level and the amount of videos in the This Is How You Don't Play series. As you can see, there is almost 2,000 videos just in that playlist, each one of them DSP How Not to Play. And now that just simply gives you an idea of how many games DSP has played and how many times people were not happy with how he played it. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's start from the beginning. He first started his channel, DSP Gaming, in 2010. And before that, he was in gaming tournaments, mostly focused on Street Fighter, and unsurprisingly, his tournament days were also filled with controversy.
DSP, stop recording. No one gets play. You can't hold up a tournament. Underneath the DSP to report this match are disqualified. Where am I playing? You still haven't told me. Jesus Christ! I keep treating you like you're want me to run tournament for you?
During this time, he did earn the nickname the King of Hate, and this was a name given to him by fellow tournament goers because of his misconduct and his general demeanor.
Alright, we got the man of all hate, the one and only DSP.
The real reason for the hate. The real reason for the hate is because people just have massive disrespect. To disrespect the people that got top 8 at Evolution, to make excuses because it's on console, it's ridiculous. You know, everyone says that I'm a big hater, but I only hate on people because they hate on me first.
In that clip, DSP is referencing EVO, or the Evolution Championship Series, which is an esports event. At the time, I believe it was the largest. In Street Fighter, he placed 4th overall under 3 Japanese players. After this, he referred to himself as the best Street Fighter II Turbo player in America. This overall did not sit well with people in the community because of several reasons. One being, they used a more buggy version of the game. Most people were used to the arcade version, but for the tournament, they used this PlayStation version.
You got some idiot named DSP who's a total piece of by the way. But this guy thought he was hot because he beat me and Choi in a game that was like, it's like Neo Geo conversion of Street Fighter or some crap. And he was so proud that he put under as a signature, he's the #1 US ranked Super Turbo player that year. But I mean, look at him now.
Some of the other reasons why people don't think that this was a huge win for DSP is because several elite players didn't even show up to that tournament, and that EVO for that year was the best rank DSP has ever gotten in a tournament since. Something I didn't mention earlier was DSP said himself he took out thousands of dollars in cash advances to be able to go to these tournaments. And there is a clip of him saying this, I'm just not able to find it. I thought I had it clipped, but he did say this. And that would be the first of many terrible financial decisions. Jumping back to 2010, DSP got a Google AdSense account, meaning that he was able to make money off of his videos. Although he was likely unaware he was not supposed to promote these ads or encourage his viewers to click on them. So in turn, he did lose his AdSense account, so he could no longer make money off of YouTube. After this, he received a partnership with Blip.tv, but he was also kicked from there, this time for anti-Semitic jokes.
This is what happens when you let the Jews do whatever they want. You've let the Jews overrun space, and now look at this. Hello, Jew. Give me your money. You've hoarded it for far too long. Why are you carrying your balls next to you? You stupid moron. You big nose freak. Racist jokes are silly if you do them in a general fashion. And what I mean by that is when you make a joke that's a racial generalization about a race. So, say something about the Italian race.
After this, he did join Machinima, which was an MCN or a multi-channel network. This allowed DSP to use Machinima's AdSense account instead of his own, so he was able to make money.
It's actually looking like this is going to work out, and this is going to be something I'm going to be able to do as a full-time occupation, at least for the short term, and as long as this works out over the next course of this year, it may be something I can do in the long term, which is excellent.
But, from what I heard, Machinima was a pretty sketchy company. Over the years, they took away more and more of DSP's money until he was left with almost nothing. Then he was dropped from Machinima. And honestly, I could probably do a whole video on Machinima and their shady dealings by itself. Now that you've gotten a sense of how DSP became DSP, let's move on to the big life events for DSP and his controversies. DSP got himself a girlfriend, known as Panda Lee.
Is my beautiful girlfriend, Leanna, who also is known as Panda Lee on YouTube.
And DSP getting a girlfriend was not only significant to him, but also his fan base, for several reasons. One of them being how she would be in cooperative gameplay, how she would say things. Then people would argue with her later on Twitch, and then that would become an issue by itself.
No more talking.
Let's press the start before I kill you all.
Mr.
I have to press a
push the
button.
starter.
I don't know.
Probably a better gamer than half of
You
you.
probably can't even ready up.
Everyone arguing with my girlfriend instead of talking about the game, and I've had enough. So we're gonna put it in sub-only mode, and now none of you can talk since you can't act your age or act mature, and you all want to argue with my girlfriend. Now you can just have no chat. How about that?
This not only put a rift between him and his fans, it also made him become known as someone who would censor people.
They all have these super. Hold on. They all have these super. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on, everyone. I think I might have some cops outside. Hold on.
Plug one. Kevin, go. Clear. Okay. It's a gamer. Oh yeah, it's a lot of gamers.
In 2015, I believe, he was swatted, which he handled the situation rather calmly, although he was mocking the swatter, saying, "You only took about 5 minutes of my time," something like that. Then went on to make a video seeming how he was really terrified by the situation, which he didn't seem to be at the time. I mean, in a general sense, he would be, but from the audio, you could tell it was pretty nonchalant. He did say he alerted the authorities ahead of time that this could possibly happen, to give them a heads up.
On May 1st, 2016, while preparing for a live stream, Philip accidentally streamed himself, captured his chest and face. What he was doing was clear. At first, he attempted to cover it up, banning people who mentioned the incident from his channel, but the word spread quickly, even earning himself a spot on Keemstar's show Drama Alert. This public attention actually increased his viewership for a short time, and so he changed his tactic, even retweeting some of the images made to joke about the incident.
I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in, then
So, awfully enough, this incident is actually how I first found out about DSP. A word of advice would to never do that in front of your camera in case it is on. But he still hasn't learned. Because in 2018, he had recorded audio of himself doing it again. So he obviously doesn't learn very well. Now going back to his girlfriend Panda Lee, they did eventually break up after being together for 5 years. It seemed like DSP was sad about the breakup, but he also said that he didn't know what he was going to have for dinners anymore, so that was a little weird.
Things have just been kind of messed up personally for me. I still can't go into detail because it's been a friggin' month and I still don't have any kind of an update in regards to stuff going on behind the scenes here with me, folks. My sleep schedule is still all screwed up, and in addition to that, my eating is all screwed up because of all the life changes that happened to me this year. It wasn't an easy thing transitioning from, being in a 5-year relationship and transitioning back to being single. In particular, the one major change that's really screwed everything up for me is that I don't have anyone cooking dinner for me anymore.
I'm going to have to put on my double seeing glasses because I can't even begin to see the amount of coming from you.
I mean, he's got his priorities straight here. But fear not, he did eventually get a new girlfriend. Her name was Kat, and she did have her own little gaming channel.
Time to button mash. It's actually been really good here. I actually really love it here.
Versus where I used to live.
I'm not gonna say where. I really love it here, and I love being with Phil, and I'm just really excited for all the things that we're gonna be able to do in the future. I am real. Just for all the people who think I don't exist, I am real. But wait, there's more.
And DSP eventually did ask Kat to marry him. But the sketchy business here is he apparently used his donations to marry her.
First night home as a married man, life is good. There's a picture of the ring. You couldn't even tell he got that out of a vending machine. Doesn't even look plastic. It's very lifelike.
Basically, long story short, he sort of guilted his audience into thinking that he was in financial trouble, so they donated. Also needed money to visit his parents, because he was afraid, he wasn't going to get to see them again. Then he said when he was there, he got money for the original debt he needed the money for. Then he got married. They needed a podcast sort of explaining why he didn't tell them about the wedding in the first place.
That immediately you'd have trying to ruin it, people controlling my family, trying to ruin the ceremony, and I knew I couldn't have that. For the safety of everyone and everything, I had to lie, and it sucks because I don't like doing that. I pride myself over 10 years that I've been doing this. I've been upfront with most of you, on everything.
Part of his explanation sort of makes sense, but the people who donated feel like they had been had, so they were pretty upset about it. And I feel like they had the right to be a little upset, not knowing where their money's really going.
Thanks for the money, dummies, because that's exactly what you are, a bunch of empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks.
Now, moving on. DSP was banned from Twitch. Why, you might ask? Because Twitch thought he said the gamer word with the hard R.
Unstationary.
Racist. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie.
Shut the f*** up. I didn't say anything. What the hell are you talking about? People are dumb, man. No, you didn't hear anything. You're stupid. Maybe you're hearing bad words on the stream because you want to hear them because you're an idiot. You ever think of that?
I have to admit, it did sound like he said that word, but seeing how he was just kind of nonchalant about it, seemed like he just said a word that sounded like it. I mean, it is possible to misspeak or mispronounce a word so it sounds like another word. But either way, DSP was not happy about this ban.
Specifically, Twitch terminated the agreement following its investigation of repeated instances of inappropriate conduct involving hateful slurs. What the f*** are you talking about, you lame-brained pieces of dumb hateful slurs?
And just to be clear, he was reinstated on Twitch after a month or two, I believe. Now, after all that history, I'd like to touch on the funny gamer moments.
That's called cheating, and that's what everyone does online, which is why you shouldn't play online. You keep asking for me to do it, so I gotta do what my fans want, so hope you enjoyed this fest session I had tonight.
I summon Salt.
How stupid was that? I was behind the flame, and I still got hurt by the flame. No, From Software, you're that stupid and you suck. Dodge, can't dodge because it's laggy. Look, he rolled after. he rolled insanely late. I'm dodging, and it's still so late, it comes out after. What? No. Piece of this piece.
No, that boss pulls out his giant sword, he leans back like a pro baseball player, and he leans and leans and leans. It's coming, he's gonna swing eventually. Oh, no.
I'm not walking back. And you can blame From Software for being there's no reason to have that walk be there every time. I don't care. I lost my patience. I don't care. I don't even want to fight that boss. I don't care what he drops. It's pointless.
I'm gay, we're totally gay.
Now the second thing DSP is most known for, besides his gamer moments, is his e-begging.
People are like, oh, Phil, why don't you just take time off to relax or rest up? Like, every day I'm not here is a day I don't make money. And that's the problem, is like, I need funds to pay bills and to buy games, you know. It's not like I have the freedom or that luxury to just say, oh, today's just, I'm making so much money hand over fist that today I can just take it off. I don't even have that luxury, you know. Alright guys, so I'm going to be streaming for just over another hour, just so everybody knows. And right now, as you guys can see, we are at $28 in tips. So we got a ways to go if we're going to hit the vest goal tonight. I'm not giving a hint, I'm outright telling you guys, you know. Again, to me, I'm very happy that the vest streak has lasted as long as it did. I'm certainly not asking that it continue. But I'm just saying, if you want to see it continue, you know, you have to contribute, or else it's going to end tonight. Please continue to tip. That helps a ton. The tips are my life's blood day to day. I can't have tips completely drying up now in the next several weeks because we have gifted memberships. That would literally be disaster for me. I would not be able to pay anything. That would be really, really, really bad. If I need to buy a new game today, tips pay for it. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, grocery shopping, tips. If I have a meal with my wife, tips. You see? The tips are very important. I'm telling you, if all I get this weekend are memberships, I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off. Oh, it's real funny. How about this? It's not funny, you're a all right? I don't like talking about this.
Well, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
And he says he doesn't like to talk about this, but honestly he talks about how he needs money, donations, and tips, and how he needs to pay his taxes. Pretty much on a daily basis, I have found at least 20 or 30 clips where he is asking for money, and I bet there is just tons more. And we're gonna get into a slightly more serious segment because DSP's bank records were leaked. I believe it was on Kiwi Farms. So all of his statements up for that year, I believe. I think it was 2021, just last year. I'm not going to get too much into the specifics because I think it's kind of creepy and weird people leaked those in the first place, but now they're public knowledge, so I'll talk a little bit about them. But there is a specific reason as to why people were so curious about his bank records in the first place. And that is because people believe DSP has a gambling addiction, and he's addicted to this game called WWE Champions.
The Down from the Rafters account is your account on the WWE Champions account. Did you hear about the crazy conspiracy theory about you spending $40,000 on mobile games? Oh, okay, they're just saying there's a new actor meme saying that I spent $20,000 on WWE Supercard. Great. All right, you guys ready? So we could pass this. All right. The WWE mobile game meme came about because I declared bankruptcy. Okay, and idiots on the internet wanted to find like a scapegoat or a reason why I shouldn't get bankruptcy, and so they had this insane, crazy, overblown conspiracy theory that because there was a guy, I guess, that in the game had my name, not my DSP gaming. My Twitter handle, they call me DSP. Information about me on the internet about this mobile game that I played years ago and stopped playing, okay? That they basically wanted to make it life miserable for me and somehow convince the parties involved with my bankruptcy that this had something to do with it and that they should not grant me bankruptcy, all right?
DSP did claim bankruptcy, and there was some mysterious thing going on with it. there was some audio of the opposing attorney where he found it really odd that he only had negative $30 every month, and he had $5,000 worth of work expenses every single month, which he also found odd, but I guess it kind of got pushed under the rug and he got his bankruptcy, so people thought it was suspicious. Still not okay to release bank statements though. That's still really weird.
Ladies and gentlemen, I used to play mobile games. I publicly admitted to it multiple times. Over the years, I used to play mobile games. Yes, I used to even spend money on mobile games because I was a idiot, okay? And yes, I played some of this WWE gem matching game that they're still talking about to this day, all right? I have not played any major mobile game in over 2 years, okay? Truth, right now, I have not played any mobile game in any major way in over 2 years, including this WWE game that these idiots keep bringing up.
In that last clip, he did admit that he used to play WWE Champions, but in this next clip, it kind of shows that he's still playing it.
This video is the Daily Wrap. This was uploaded on the 23rd of July 2022. Within the last 2 years, Phil said he hasn't played the WWE Champions application game where he has spent thousands or $10,000s of dollars. He never said anything within his content or shown any proof showing the game. This more than confirms DSP Gaming playing and gambling on the WWE Champions mobile game.
I have not played any major mobile game in over 2 years.
I have not played any major mobile game in over 2 years.
So that was a lie.
I don't know for 100% this is true, but it does look really similar. And this person is the one that said that he spent over $100,000 on this mobile game or just mobile games in general.
If anything goes by the amount of years where Phil has spent into this game, he could have spent around $100,000 on a match 3 game.
DSP, we all know you're financially irresponsible. We all know you're an idiot. But holy DSP.
Like, how do you have a gambling addiction like that, man? It's actually sad to see.
But now those banking deals basically prove what everyone was saying was right. He gets far more money than he's letting on.
To me, all this is kind of scummy on both sides because they shouldn't really be digging into his information in the first place, but then he's doing some shady things too, so I do have empathy for people with addictions like gambling addiction and things like that, but we still have to be responsible adults, and it seems like he is not being one. Especially because he's using his platform to sort of guilt people out of their money into saying, oh, I need tips to buy groceries, or I need this, donation goal to be met because I have to pay my taxes. It's all pretty scummy, and he couldn't play a game well if it was to save his life, so I don't really know how he's obtaining this money. Only thing I can make of it is he's taking advantage of people who have kind hearts or have been watching him for so many years they don't really see what he's doing at this point. But I don't want to leave it on that sour note. I want to add in a little story time DSP told us all.
So I run to the bathroom and I just insane like pile driving levels, okay? I'm surprised the bowl didn't crack. I was so upset. It was like a heat. You ever had a heat before? I had a heat. It like just patoom, patoom, patoom.
I do apologize if you did not want to hear that story, but I found it to be hilarious. Why are you going on stream and telling your followers about that? Anyways, that was the story of DSP, his controversial past, present, and possible future. I do hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will see y'all next time. Bye!
Patoom, patoom, patoom.